Hello, welcome to Calgary's Business. I'm your host, Mario Toneguzzi, and joining me today is Ahmed Borhot, who is Operations Leader with Manpower Alberta in Calgary. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. So we're going to talk about job numbers. Stats Canada came out with its November data today. For Calgary, it shows 2,400 new jobs created, and the unemployment rate dropping from 7.2% to 6.9%. So tell me what those numbers indicate to you, Ahmed, what's happening in the market right now.
For sure. So from the staffing perspective, Manpower, it's hard for us to give quantifiable data, but the biggest thing we see is Calgary continues to attract job seekers, and more people are joining the labor force. It increased in Calgary by almost 25,000 from November 2018 to November 2019, so year over year. And employment in Calgary also increased just about 30,000 jobs from November 2018 to 2019. So with the increase in the labor force, with the increase in employment, that helped the unemployment rate decrease. Obviously, probably more variables in place, but hard for me to give objective factor as to why.
Okay, what is, you guys deal in this industry, on a day-to-day basis. What's the job picture like in Calgary these days?
Yeah, so overall in Alberta, flat hiring climate, and in Calgary as well, flat hiring climate. We are seeing hiring in a few industries, peaks in a few industries, those being supply chain, IT, construction, and transportation. When I say IT as well, I mean not just IT, but STEM in general. And our MEOS, our Manpower Employment Outlook Survey, comes out on Tuesday, December 10th, so it's upcoming week, and that's going to give us a good outlook as to what Q1 2020 is going to have as well. But those, I would say, are the four main sectors we are seeing significant work in right now.
Okay, and you didn't mention oil and gas. Just so curious, what's happening there?
Oil and gas, like I said, I can't speak too much on oil and gas. We do work with oil and gas companies. There is projects going on. There is some diversification happening in oil and gas with products and whatnot. But hard for me to say much more than that without, it's not so much facts. I want to stay away from that piece.
Okay, no worries. We'll stay away from that. All we know is that it's still struggling, obviously, in many ways. Let's take a look finally at the Alberta overall picture, which is kind of bizarre, right? Calgary and also Edmonton saw job growth in the month of November. Alberta, though, we saw more than 18,000 job losses, and the unemployment rate rise from 6.7% to 7.2%. Can you explain what's happening and why we're seeing a difference between the major cities and the overall province?
Yeah, definitely. So overall, year over year, November 2018 to November 2019, Alberta's unemployment rate went up almost 1 whole point. So it went from 6.3 in 2018 November to now 7.2. So it's went up almost 1% in the last year. Population in Alberta has increased over year, November 2018 to 2019 by about 60,000 people. Labor force increased slightly, about 8,000 entered the labor force. Quality of work has gone down. We saw a big decrease in full-time work, 31%, with a little bit of an uptick in part-time work. We had a 13% increase in part-time work. Lots of variables in play here, but what I can say is we're in a skills revolution. So there is a significant skills gap right now. As well, there's a talent shortage. And what I mean by that is our latest Manpower talent shortage survey showed that 41% of Canadian employers have a hard time filling their open roles. Main reason for that is lack of necessary skill sets. So those all play a factor. So the skills revolution is a big factor right now, the skills gap and the talent shortage. And what we're trying to do is bridge that gap by creating the talent, because there is jobs out there in certain areas, but just not the right individuals with the skill set. So trying to bridge the gap of job seekers and employers and bring that together and kind of help with that skills gap.
Okay, so when we're looking at those numbers in Alberta, why when you look at the raw numbers, why are we seeing a drop overall in jobs when, and where is that happening?
Could be in certain areas. Like I said, in our last Manpower Employment Outlook survey for Q4 2019, there was some significant drops in certain areas. Okay. And that's a survey, right? So it's one question we ask Canadian employers, what are your hiring trends? And there's a few sectors that showed a decrease. There's obviously been some layoffs in the last little bit in Alberta, Calgary specifically. So those all play a factor. The number, it fell 18,000, we lost 18,000 jobs in November. The exact data I can't quantifiably say as well, but there's a lot of variables that play into that. Yes, it could be a seasonal variation as well. There could be some seasonal work that's dying off.
True.
Yeah, hard for me to say without the, it just came out this morning, so I'm still doing some numbers right now. We're releasing a video later on as well, do some more digging as well.
Okay.
So hopefully I can provide some more insight on that in a bit here.
Okay, great. Well, thanks very much, Ahmed. And we look forward to seeing the Outlook survey on Tuesday, right? You said?
Tuesday, December 10th. The next one comes out. You betcha.
Okay, thanks for joining us today. This was Calgary's Business. I'm your host, Mario Toneguzzi.
Awesome. Thanks, Mario.